Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. I just lit an incense, so we're setting the vibe, which is fantastic because it's June 15th. We're halfway through the 6th month of the year. So today we are doing a mid-year reset. So I wanted to break this down into categories. We're going to do reflecting. We're going to have a category of rebranding, kind of your self-image. We're gonna have a reset category where we sit down and we plan things out, and we're also gonna have a movement category, things that have become increasingly regular in my routine, my day-to-day routine. So first and foremost, I want to include the clips. We're gonna jump into the kind of rebrand, because in terms of rebranding, I think yes, rebranding can branch across all of these different things, like the way that you eat, the way that you dress, the way that you talk, the way that you spend your time, your habits, your routine. Like rebranding can really be just like a big umbrella of all of those things, but in this category specifically, this rebrand is strictly towards, like, you know, how do I want to show up, how do I want to dress, how do I want to present myself when I leave my house. And I have overall gotten better at this. I remember this was a big goal for me at the beginning of the year, was to hone in on kind of the pieces of clothing that I like, the colors that I like, the patterns that I like, just overall getting a wardrobe in my closet that I'm actually happy with. And then recently, this past week, I went to Old Navy again and I picked up some more clothes. So I wanted to insert the try on clips, and that in my mind is essential to kind of rebranding, which, don't get me wrong, I understand that it's not always financially, you know, in everybody's wheelhouse to do this. I definitely am the type that would go to Goodwill or Plato's Closet, any secondhand store that I could think of, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, like those places are the places that I would start, or even Target. Like I would start there. The only reason I went to Old Navy was because they were running a sale and I had Old Navy cash, so that's the only reason I went to Old Navy. I didn't get a lot of things, but I still am very happy with the things that I did purchase. I think they just add to the overall image that I'm trying to step into for myself as a person, like moving forward as I'm getting older. There's things that resonate more with me, that I feel more confident in, I feel more comfortable in. They make me feel more like a mature person, not a kid. But I'm also not like trying to age myself, you know. It's like a reasonable, mature looking image that I'm working towards. But anyway, I will say I have gotten a lot better at the try on process and figuring out the types of clothes that work for me, like the style, the fit, the colors, all of that. I've gotten really good at knowing what works for me and what doesn't work for me, and I think I can definitely credit the fact that I am an avid window shopper. I will go into stores and I will just try things on. When I see something on a hanger that I really like and I'm like, will it look good on me? Will it not look good on me? I just try it on. And then if I think I like it, or like if I think I would like it, I take a picture of it, so then I have it as a reference in my brain for something else. Like if I like the way it fits or I like the color, I take a picture of it so I know going forward that this is what I'm supposed to look for. So if you're not at a place yet to do a rebrand and buy new clothes, which I understand is not feasible for everyone, I recommend going into the stores and at least window shopping. Go to your favorite store and pick a few things out that you like, but you're curious as to how they would fit you, and try them on. Try things that are out of your comfort zone, things that you've never worn before, colors that you've never worn before, just to see what it looks like on you so you have a better idea moving forward. I highly recommend that. Take a scroll through Pinterest and get some ideas as to what kind of pieces of clothing you're gravitating towards. In the midst of the trends, find pieces that really call out to you, that really resonate with you and who you are and where you're going, and I guess the personal image, the personal branding that you are trying to convey. But anyway, that's all I have to say for that category. Let's move into reflecting. So I'm actually gonna put you in front of my vision board and we're gonna walk through my vision board together. I actually have several vision boards, like, and when I say several, I mean several vision boards. This is the vision board that I made last August, so we're almost coming up on a year from when I made this, but this vision board specifically is for like the next few years. And I know a lot of people are like, no, don't do that, like don't make a vision board that spans multiple years. But I also have vision boards that I made that are downstairs that are more honed in to this year specifically, but I wanted to do like a broad reflect on my major vision board, because the thing about this vision board, the special thing that I did with this vision board, is on the back of each of these pictures I wrote out what I was feeling when I looked at the picture and what I was hoping to recreate for myself, like what feelings and emotions and experiences I was hoping to recreate based on the picture. And that's why this one means so much to me. I think the biggest thing with vision boards is it helps you just create this image of where you want your life to go. So obviously this is kind of just like really broad, and it doesn't necessarily mean I have to do all of these things, like sitting outside with a crystal on my chest. It's not necessarily something that I would ever actually do, but it's to kind of signify the spiritual side of myself, like leaning into that spiritual side of myself, leaning in to my inner voice and my connectedness to the universe, to God. I think it's just to signify like being connected. We have yoga, which, as you guys know, I started my yoga certification, which is a slow moving process. I'm taking it slow. I'm not rushing through it. The biggest thing with this vision board is the center quote that I put, which is, I like who I'm becoming, because it's not about the destination, it's about your journey. And that is something that I don't want you to forget. Like, if you take anything away from this video, let it be this: it is the journey that is more important than the destination. You will enjoy the journey more than the destination. And once you reach the destination, guess what? You set another destination so you can start another journey. It's not like once you reach that destination, that's it, you're done, you're not doing anything, because then you stop growing. And to be human is to grow, to continue to pursue life and all that it has to offer you. So I think this quote specifically really resonates with the overarching just like vision of this board, is to continue to enjoy the aspect of becoming. Who am I becoming? I don't know, but I'm so excited to become her and to continue to become her in every phase of my life, because each phase of my life is going to look different as to the her that I'm becoming. So I don't know. I love this vision board. This vision board means a lot to me. So back in December, I don't know what video it was, but regardless, I'll find the video and I'll either link it up above or I'll link it in the description box if you're at all curious, because I walked through my journal prompts. It's 2025. This is what I titled it: 2025 New Season, Creating My Best Self. And then I ran through a bunch of different questions. So who do I want to become? How do I want to be perceived? What is the energy like when I walk into the room? Who is she? What's her identity? How does she dress? What does she look like? What are your wellness habits? What does she listen to? What does she watch? What are her morning and night routines? What are her weekly routines? What are her boundaries? Where's her focus at? What does her friend circle look like? Who does she surround herself with? Who is she dating? What successes or accomplishments does she have? How do people treat her? How does she treat other people? And what inspires her? So those were the questions. I know I just like rapid fire threw them at you, but those are the things that we're going to be reflecting on right now. So after some re-evaluating of the things that I had written, a lot of it was, who do I want to be internally and how do I want that to be projected externally? How do I want to show up in big groups of people? How do I want to show up for the people that matter to me in my life? How do I want to be perceived? And I think the biggest thing was I want to be perceived with this warmth, this bubbly energy, this sunshine energy. I want to be smiling as much as possible. I want to be laughing as much as possible. I want to constantly be pulling the positives out of any situation, which is something that I think I've gotten really good at in the past. Like in the past couple of months, I think especially, I have tried to lean on the side of positivity more than getting sucked into the negative thoughts. You know, not every day is perfect. Not every day is great. I can't confidently say that every day has been a positive day, but I can pull out positives of each day, which I think is the more important lesson to be learned. Those were big, like, key factors. Obviously, I had a whole category of like, who am I dating? That's not something that's really a priority right now. Like, obviously it's in the back of my mind. Like, there's really nothing, again, there's nothing that I can do to put myself on a fast track to meeting the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. I had a category for friends and, you know, making friends. I had to say goodbye to a really close friend of mine because she moved back to South Africa, which was really sad. But I've also made some new friends, which has been nice. But I've also tried my hardest to set clear boundaries in, you know, me time, work time, passion project time, and, you know, friend time, personal time, family time, you know, all these different categories of my life, all these different areas of my life. I'm trying to set boundaries as to when am I taking time for myself, when am I giving my time to other people, and when I'm giving my time to other people, which group is it, you know? And I think I've gotten a lot better at that, and I think some of the attempted relationships that I have experienced thus far this year have fizzled out because of the boundaries that I've been trying to set, and that just kind of reinforces the fact that those boundaries are important, because the people who try to walk over your boundaries or push those boundaries are people who didn't respect them in the first place and wouldn't respect them once you set them regardless. So if they can't respect your boundaries, they're probably not meant to be in your life anyway. And I think that's really been like something that I'm super proud of myself for, is just being able to set those boundaries and to hold myself firm in that. Another big thing was routines. I have really put a lot of time into creating a routine that I actually love and that I look forward to waking up to do every morning. I wake up every morning at 5 a.m., which is a goal that I had set at the beginning of the year, and I do this even on the weekends. It's not just a Monday through Friday thing, it's an everyday. I wake up at 5 in the morning, and I might not jump right out of bed at 5 in the morning, and I do a lot of my meditating and my tapping while I'm still in bed, and I'll even journal and I'll read in bed. But the second I'm ready to get out of bed, you know what I do? I move my body in some physical capacity, whether I'm doing my yoga lesson or I'm doing an at-home Pilates workout, and most mornings I actually do both. So I've gotten really good in the last month especially of like honing in to my morning time, because that is the time that I am uninterrupted by anybody else, by their energy, by what they need from me. That is me time, and I have very much taken advantage of that time, and it's my favorite time of day. It's my most productive time of day in terms of productivity towards self-development and like healing and growing as a person, and I love that. That's all I have to say in that, and I feel pretty good about where I'm at and where I'm going. The next category I wanted to do is movement. So we're gonna do movement next, and that will be on my porch, because I'm gonna do yoga on my porch because it's a lot easier and there's more space. And we've been doing balancing poses, and me trying to do balancing poses in my room when I feel like my room is going to swallow me whole has not been helpful for me figuring out my balance. But
from here, we make sure that the legs are straight. We're gonna breathe in, lift our left arm up so that the spine stays long, and now we extend forward. The hand comes across the foot. Usually here is when we have to redo everything. So I'm gonna straighten my legs, lengthen my spine, and now I turn. Getting my shoulder towards my bottom wrist, and then I'll take my top arm up. Unwind, come all the way up. Rest your hands on your hips. So let's look at a few modifications from downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right foot up as you breathe in. Step your foot forward between your hands. Straighten your right leg, parallel your feet. Lift your chest. Slip your hands to your hips. Come on up. Open your arms in a T. Turn your right leg out. Turn your left foot in. Plant that back foot at a 45-degree angle, and then keep turning, bringing your left hand inside or outside of your front foot, and turn your trunk. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Look down, bend your knee, step back, downward facing dog.
Okay guys, I'm back from doing my yoga. My camera battery died halfway through and I just did not want to stop what I was doing to come and replace the camera battery. So you only saw one of the moves that we learned today, which was the twisted triangle. And then we brought it into the twisted chair, which I moving from one to the other, I lost my balance a little bit. I really need to work on my balance. I think that's the biggest thing for me personally. If I were to set a goal specifically for yoga, obviously getting more comfortable with the names and the name associated with the actual move, because right now it's yeah, when I learn the lesson, I'm aware of what I'm doing, I'm aware of the position, but then when I take a step back from it and I'm learning all of these new poses, I'm wait, I'm forgetting some of the poses. So a goal for me is once I've learned all of the poses, there's going to be a quiz to review all of them, but I'd like to practice more of them and kind of get into the flow of doing the poses together. But I thought I would do the planning portion of this video before I take a shower, just because it's daylight and I kind of want to just get this going. I want to have this done and feel good about it, and then I'll take a shower after. Anywho, I'm gonna set my computer out of the way. All right, we're gonna start with June calendar, obviously, because it's June. So I'll let you guys kind of watch me plan. I have my June, pull up my June calendar. Again, we're already halfway through the month of June, but I still think it's important to do this, so. So filling this out, a little bit difficult because one, I'm halfway through the month, and two, just the different categories really make you stop and think, but I kind of like that. So now I'm actually going to be, I don't know, I feel now I'll be a little bit more intentional, I think, with my month and everything. So obviously I have a few special dates, my mom's birthday was on the 4th, and then I have a Max McNown concert this Tuesday, which I'm so excited about, and then I have a Thomas Rhett concert next Thursday, also very excited about. My monthly focus, which is balancing my schedule, also balancing just my internal well-being, making sure that I'm doing the things that make me feel balanced, make me feel grounded, and then trust the process, trust timing, trust that things are going to work out for you, especially the things that you have no control over. Please detach from them. That's my biggest focus for this month, and honestly I think that'll be my focus for this summer, to reduce stress, because nobody wants to be stressed in the summer. There's no reason to be. Top 3 goals: I want to reach the 50% mark in my yoga lessons. Right now I'm at 35% completion. I want to make it to 50% completion by the end of June. If I can surpass that, that'd be fantastic. But I have a lot of hours of lectures to listen to, not just the poses to go through. Then I have reached 250 subscribers on this channel, which this channel is my baby. I want to keep it authentic, but I also do want to grow. Obviously, my intention is to grow and to reach as many people as possible. I just want to grow this community, and I want to give a safe space to people if they're looking for one. But that's my goal, reach 250 subscribers on this channel. And then I have healthy habits, so continue to do Pilates every day and my yoga lessons daily. And the reason I say those every day is because on the weekends I have been slacking and I haven't really been doing them. More water. I have been so dehydrated. It started to get super hot here, and it's the hotter it got, the less water I drank. I just forgot that I need to drink water, or else, I get dehydrated. So drinking more water, definitely important. Walking after work. I get off at 3 every day, and I could literally come home and go directly for a walk, but I just haven't been doing that. And I think if I started doing that, it would be more beneficial long term. And then lastly, I have pick a digital detox day daily, because I spend way too much time on my phone and I sit there and I'm just like, why am I even doing this? I don't even enjoy this. I'm like, it's no fun anymore. That concludes the planning portion of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and now to the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this inspires you and motivates you to reflect on your own goals that you set at the beginning of 2025. If you haven't set any goals for yourself, 6 months into a year, you know, that's still a good place to start, because like I said, so much can happen in 6 months. So sit down, set some goals for yourself, or maybe just like sit and reflect. Are you happy with where you're at right now? Are you happy with what you're doing? Are there things in your life you can improve? Are there things in your life you can change? And just give yourself that time, give yourself that space, and be open to whatever answers might come up, or whatever ideas or visions that you have for yourself. Just be open to receiving them. That's the biggest and most important thing. Don't shut them down before you even really shine the light on it fully. That's beautiful, actually. Yeah, don't shut it down before you have the chance to fully shine the light on it, because you never know. You never know what's gonna grow. You never know what's gonna blossom. I hope for the best for all of you guys. I hope whatever goals you're trying to achieve this year, I hope you reach them, and I hope it happens with ease and grace and quicker than you could imagine. I'm sending lots of love and light to you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. If you stayed till the end of this video, I love you guys. You mean the world to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.